This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and happy Monday. The time is about 5:30. Let's check in with Kelly McShane for a look at your forecast this morning. And Kelly, one of the most Monday forecasts imaginable.
I know. I wish I could bring better news, but hey, at least if we're going to start off as Monday, it's at least going to act like Monday for the forecast. We can go ahead and check out UVA-wise right now. Looking not too bad, pretty calm right now, but over the next few hours, they're going to start to see that rainfall over in Whitesburg. Once again, pretty calm this morning, but like I said, that's going to be the trend. We're going to start to see that rain move into the area. You can see it here on satellite and radar. Rainfall, even some thunderstorms into central Kentucky, weakening as they head eastward into our area. But as we head through the next couple of hours, grab the rain gear because we are going to get a little bit of that rainfall. Temperatures, though, around the region in the 50s, so a little mild, but some folks just in the lower 40s. So maybe a heavier jacket in Harlan or Bell County down there. Out the door forecast, if you are heading outside anytime soon, you're going to want the rain gear because you're going to need it. We've got a soggy day on the way with temperatures only getting into the upper 50s. I'll have that full forecast and I'll break down the rain chances coming up in just a little bit. Connor?
All right, thanks, Kelly. Well, Attorney General William Barr gave Congress the summary of the principal collusions of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's 2-year Russia investigation yesterday afternoon. One conclusion was that the investigation did not find that President Trump's campaign conspired with Russia. Here is what some of Attorney General had to say.
I also believe it is very important that the public and Congress be informed of the results of the Special Counsel's work. My goal will be to provide as much transparency as I can consistent with the law. I can assure you that where judgments are to be made, I will make those judgments based solely on the law, and I will not let personal, political, or other improper interests influence my decision.
The report does not recommend any further indictments. The investigation did lead to charges against 37 defendants, which included 6 of President Trump's associates. And thousands of people gathered in New Zealand, in the New Zealand city of Christchurch on Sunday to listen to prayers, songs, and speeches at a vigil to remember the 50 people killed in a terrorist attack at 2 mosques. Officials estimate up to 40,000 people attended the event. The names of each of the victims was read out. New Zealand has been holding a series of memorials since the attack. And here in the U.S., members of the Muslim, Jewish, and African American communities all came together in Pennsylvania on Sunday to pay tribute to the Christchurch victims. The event was seen as an opportunity to show solidarity with the Muslim community and support those affected by the shooting. Meanwhile, police are investigating a possible arson at a California mosque. They say the fire started early Sunday morning. Members of the mosque were able to put out flames before firefighters arrived. The building suffered minimal damage. One member says a note referencing the deadly New Zealand attack was left. The police are investigating the incident as a possible hate crime in addition to arson. And the FBI is breaking the law and plans to do it again this year. Our investigation found that Congress requires every federal law enforcement agency, including the FBI, to submit hate crime statistics. But for years, the agency has failed to publish its own hate crimes numbers. Lee Zurich is one of our national investigative teams. He investigates with more.
Amite, Louisiana, a 22-year-old woman locked in an outdoor cage.
Nobody deserves to be treated this way.
Prosecutors say her family forced the woman to eat her own mother's ashes, perform sex acts, and shot her with a BB gun.
To live in these conditions anywhere in the world is unacceptable.
The reason they tortured her? Because she has a disability. Autism. A federal indictment charged them with a hate crime, but the crime never showed up in the FBI's hate crime statistics.
How concerning is it to you that the FBI is not reporting its own numbers?
Well, they should. They should.
Investigate TV analyzed 10 years of Justice Department news releases on hate crime prosecutions and found at least 65 high-profile cases the FBI investigated, from murders to bombings that never ended up in the federal database the agency itself maintains.
We need to get it right.
Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy says he plans to speak with new U.S. Attorney General William Barr.
What are you going to say to him?
I'm going to say, look, there are reports, you've seen the media reports, that crimes, including but not limited to hate crimes, are not being accurately reported or completely reported by the FBI. Could you look into it? What's your response? What can we do to improve it?
Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy from Vermont was more direct.
I'm hoping they're not ignoring a congressional mandate.
Our investigation found they are ignoring it, failing to submit their own hate crime statistics.
If they're not, I will land on them like a ton of bricks.
The Justice Department has even acknowledged a broken system when it comes to hate crime reporting, what it calls a gap in statistics.
Together, we can find ways to improve reporting of hate crimes.
It announced an $840,000 grant last year to look at hate crime reporting. The goal, ironically, to understand why hate crimes aren't being reported by local law enforcement to the FBI.
I hope the FBI is given the opportunity to talk about, okay, well, why didn't they report? Because if that study is going to focus on non-reporting agencies, the FBI has to be a part of that.
In 2015, Matthew Gust went to a Grand Forks, North Dakota gas station and filled a 40-ounce beer bottle with gasoline, turning it into a Molotov cocktail. He threw the bottle inside a Somali restaurant.
I don't know what they mean to, but it's something that's not unacceptable.
Gust admitted in federal court he meant to intimidate the employees and customers because of their national origin. A federal hate crime absent from 2015 hate crime statistics. The FBI has declined multiple requests for an interview. After 7 months of emails and questions, an FBI spokesperson finally told us this month it is changing its system and currently testing its data with the goal to start submitting its own hate crime statistics by 2021.
Every day that goes by that this issue isn't fixed is a problem, in my opinion.
We need to get it fixed. The reports need to be accurate.
Senator John Kennedy says a lost opportunity for law enforcement officials to figure out the measure of hate.
These crimes, we track the data and we look for patterns. And if they're not being reported, then we don't know where to put our law enforcement resources.
The FBI plans to begin reporting its own cases. They would include reporting other crimes that it has not previously, including violent crimes. And back here at home, Kentucky State Police say they're investigating a shooting in Perry County. It happened Sunday afternoon near Big Willard Road. One person was taken to the hospital with injuries. Police say they do not know the extent of the victim's injuries. No arrests have been made at this time. We will continue to update this story as we get more information. And a death investigation is underway following a shooting in McCreary County. Kentucky State Police say Jason Dishman was shot off West Highway 92 in the Stearns community Saturday night. He was taken to the Wayne County Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police suspect foul play but have not made any arrests. And in Phoenix, Arizona, police are investigating after multiple people were shot outside a party in the earlier hours of Sunday morning. Phoenix police say a fight broke out at a party being held at a warehouse. Police say shots were fired and a total of 7 people were hit. None of the injuries, though, appear to be life-threatening. And 2 soldiers killed in Afghanistan earlier this week were identified by the Defense Department this weekend. Joseph Collett was from Lancaster, Ohio. Will Lindsay was from Cortez, Colorado. Pentagon officials said Saturday they died of wounds sustained while engaged in combat operations. The soldiers were both based out of Fort Carson, Colorado. Their deaths bring the total number of casualties in Afghanistan in 2019 so far to 4. And 2 women died early Sunday morning in a crash on Highway 8 in Lewis County. It happened near the 3300 block. Troopers say Kathy Hardy from Vanceburg was driving eastbound when she crossed the center line and hit Erica Jarls, also from Vanceburg. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Police do not know what caused Hardy to cross the center line. And more than 1,000 people were on board when engine troubles and rough waters forced the passengers off a cruise ship. Passengers on a Viking Sky cruise ship were stranded off the coast of Norway. Some waited in life vests for 20 hours as strong winds and rough waters made conditions miserable and dangerous. At least 20 people were injured as the ship tossed about.
After we arrived at the hotel, where it just hit me, the enormity and the potential disaster, we came so close to having catastrophic event out there. It was a horrible storm. I've never experienced anything like that, never. And it was something that I hope no one ever has to experience again.
Hundreds were taken by helicopter to safety. The rest remained on the ship and were pulled to shore by tugboats. And a new homeless shelter is opening in Floyd County. It's called East Kentucky House of Hope. After 3 years of planning and building, the shelter finally opening its doors. Most of everything inside is donated by members of the surrounding community. Mickey McGuire says homelessness in the region is a real issue.
We have much more homelessness than people realize, and it's really serious, and it's not being addressed.
Those who want to stay inside the shelter will need to pass a background check. The shelter will house 12 clients. The East Kentucky House of Hope will start accepting those clients this Wednesday. Well, coming up, we'll head to Hollywood to get you caught up on the latest headlines in your Eye on Entertainment Report.
I hope you enjoyed the dry weekend because rain chances return today. I'll break down the rain chances for the entire week coming up next.